Welcome to the end of week 3. I promised you a t-shirt every week, so it's no surprise that your project for this week is stopwatch. Now, what I'm going to do in this lecture is I'm first going to give you a little bit of insight into what I like to do and why I like to play games. One reason why I think this class is kind of a different take on learning how to program is we're building games. And building games is not just a technical process. It's a creative process. It's a way you can kind of have fun and express yourself. So I'm going to show you kind of the games that inspire me. It's been about maybe just 90 seconds, not too long on that. Then we'll go and take a look at the program template we provided for your stopwatch program, and I'll just say a few words about some of the tricky spots in it. I'll give you a demo of my implementation of the stopwatch. And then to finish it off, I'll show you it's actually possible, even though we're only 3 weeks in, to make a game that's fun to play. Maybe I'll take advantage of John a little bit too. So I said I'd give you kind of a peek at the games that I like to play. So here kind of is the desktop for the machine where I'm actually shooting this video. This is a laptop that I carry around and shoot video on and, yes, play games on. Now I'd like to say that these games are for research, but the reality is I just love playing games. But playing games actually makes you a better game developer because you see other people's ideas and you can either improve them or decide this is not a great idea. But with more experience, you're going to build better games. Let me point out kind of a few tools that I have on here real quick. Dropbox, it's a great tool. It lets you kind of store data between computers, but it also lets you store files in the public directory where they're actually can be publicly accessible through a URL. That's nice because at some point you may want to go through and actually import your own sound and art assets into CodeSculptor. Dropbox Public Directory is a great way to do that. Now I want to reassure you, you don't have to make any art or sound for this game. We're going to provide all the art and sound that you're going to need, but if you get inspired, Dropbox is a great way to go to kind of host the files that you'd like to use inside CodeSculptor. Let me point out a few games. Minecraft. Minecraft is a wonderful game. If there was one game I could recommend that would get you into kind of the frame of mind of computer programming, it's Minecraft. You have to be very methodical and very structured to be a good Minecraft player. Really should try it out. World of Warcraft. This is my personal nemesis. If you've ever wondered what having a drug addiction is like, just get hooked on playing World of Warcraft. It's great, but it's highly addictive. I'm currently in rehab, and so I've been playing a lot of League of Legends, and it's nice, it's lightweight. Games are fast. I can play it with my kids. I really like playing League of Legends. But just to show you that my gaming addiction is not totally under control, the day we opened the class website and 50,000 people streamed in, I went and downloaded Borderlands 2. I only played it for a few hours. Not going to play it much until the class is over, but I like playing games. All right, let's go look at your stopwatch project. Okay, let's talk about building your mini project for this week, stopwatch. So here I have the mini project description. A couple of things to note. As usual, we have a development process for it to kind of guide you through building the stopwatch. Then we have a grading rubric down here. So please go out to the course webpage and review this as you're working on your mini project. The most important thing, there's a link right here that pops up a program template for your game. So it's not too detailed because I think this is fairly straightforward. Probably the critical part of the project is going to be that you're going to need to create a timer. It's going to have a tenth of a second between every tick. And every time the timer ticks, it should update a global variable, a global integer, by 1. So you should count the tenths of the seconds by 1. And so the main part of the project will be writing a formatting function. It's a little bit like Scott did when he did kind of building dollars and cents out of a floating point number. You're going to take this integer now and you're going to convert it into something of the form you would display on your stopwatch. Minutes, colon, seconds, dot, tenths of seconds. A couple of things to note here is A should always be 0 if it's only some seconds, and if it's less than 10 seconds, B should always be 0. So you should always see things where there are 4 digits being displayed with a colon and a dot between them. Like I said, take a look at the grading rubric to make sure everything works. Part of the thing is just building a working stopwatch. The other part is building a game out of this. So I'm going to show you kind of a single player version of the next, my implementation, and then we'll look at another version that I think will be fun also. So I've loaded in my implementation of the stopwatch. It's sitting here in CodeSculptor. I've hidden it by kind of pulling over the middle bar so there's a peek at it. I can run it, and what I see is a pops up a frame. The frame has 3 buttons: start, stop, and reset. It has a canvas. And most importantly, in the middle of the canvas, it displays the time in kind of stopwatch form. So we have minutes, colon, tens of seconds, seconds, dot, tenths of seconds. And up here we have a score for our game. So let's just kind of play with the stopwatch functionality to start. Hit start, the stopwatch starts going. You can notice here I'm always displaying leading zeros. I'll give it 10 seconds here and we'll notice it kind of works correctly. I can stop it. Notice that doesn't reset the time. I can start it again. I can stop it. I can start it, so forth. At some point, if I want to go back to 0, I can stop it, then I can reset. And I can start it up. And I don't need to stop. I can just hit reset. It goes back to 0. So that's the stopwatch portion. Now there's a game here also. So I kind of wanted to make every project a game. I really love the stopwatch because it gives you good kind of introduction to doing interactivity. So how can we make a game out of this? The game aspect is simple. Every time we hit stop, we have a try. That increments this number right here. If I manage to stop the watch on a whole number where this digit is 0, I get a success. I get a win. So this number will go up. So it's a game of reflexes. The goal is to try to see if I can stop the stopwatch on a whole number. There's actually arcade games based on this concept where you see some spinning lights and you have to stop it at a particular position. Those are always rigged anyways. So I'm going to try to play this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stop it every 5 seconds and I'll do 5 attempts. And if I do 2 out of 5, I'll be doing really, really well. So let's see how well I can do here. So I'll stop. Ooh, very good. Oh man, maybe I'm better than I thought. Oh, not that good. All right, 2 more. All right, last one here. I'm going to make this one be clutch. There we go. Okay, I'm proud of myself now. So that's an implementation and kind of a demonstration of what your working stopwatch should look like. Okay, be back in a second. I'll show you one more thing. All right, I promised one more fun thing. So part of the fun of making games is playing them. So I've invited John here to play a special version of your stopwatch project. In this version, we have the same kind of thing. We have a start, a stop, and a reset button. We have the timer out here, but I've changed the scoring mechanics a little bit. The stopwatch is going to register clicks between 0.48 and 0.50 seconds, those intervals. And so we have a key assigned to each of us, and if we hit a key during that time interval, we get 3 points. If we hit it outside that time interval, we lose a point. So we could easily have a negative score here when we're playing on this. So John and I are gonna play a game of stopwatch. Now I'll give you one other hint about playing video games. It's often good to choose your opponents carefully. So John told me earlier he has really bad reflexes. So John?
Yeah, it's true.
Come on, John, fight back. All right, let's go. Let's get it going here. Every 5 seconds. Ooh. Come on, John. You can choke. You can choke. Yeah. No! Oh man, you made me hit the key accidentally. You made me hit the key accidentally. Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There it is. I'm gonna coast home now.
I suck.
No. You made me miss. All right, I appreciate John being willing to play me at this. Games are fun. We're going to do this more during the rest of the class. All right, have fun on the mini project. We'll be checking the forums.
All right.